Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and please be seated.
Good afternoon, Baker. Today is Monday, April 17, 2017. Hopefully you had a great 3-day weekend and a nice Easter. Here are your announcements for today. First of all, 8th graders capstone interviews are coming up May 25th. If you don't have stuff on your Weebly, you need to come down to the Bobcat Cave, Lab 103, and see me if you have any questions on your Weebly, because this year the interviews are all electronic, all on your Weeblies, so make sure you have them prepared for the interviews. Now I'm going to send it over to some students with the next announcement.
The Baker Running Club will have their first meeting and workout this Wednesday, April 19th. Please plan to meet in the student lounge by 3:15. Be sure to wear clothes for running outdoors and gym shoes in good shape for exercising/running. Also, bring a water bottle. You must have a ride arranged to pick you up by 4 o'clock p.m. If you haven't returned a permission slip, you must do so at the beginning of our meeting Wednesday. Any questions, see Mrs. Fisher in room 108.
8th graders, if you are interested in buying a picture of your 8th grade graduating class, please stop by to the office to pick up a form. These forms need to be turned in with payment by April 19th.
Attention 6th graders, I Am Track will begin soon. If you are interested, there are informational flyers in Mr. Lenaway's room 217, in Mrs. Traver's room 111. If you have not been in a club or I Am Sport this year, you must pay the fee of $50 or on Pay Schools and bring it in a receipt to be able to participate. Thank you, Mr. Lenaway and Ms. Traver.
I Am Tennis News. That B-Day spots are still open Tuesday and Thursday for tennis. All forms must be turned in by this Thursday, and it all starts next Monday. We will meet in room 205 next Monday and Tuesday before we head to the tennis courts. Please make sure your parents pick up at tennis courts near IA. All rides must be here at 4:30. Don't forget your tennis rackets.
Baker Dodgeball Tournament, Friday, April 28th. Here's the form that you have to fill out.
All right, and we'll end with a dodgeball commercial. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
I'm in middle school. Well, obviously. And the truth is, I'm not social. I'm antisocial. But I've also always loved dodgeball. And as far as dodgeball goes, you have to have a team. I don't like that. I'm antisocial. But I found the solution. The dodgeball duel. Just me and my opponents, fighting for the trophy. This trophy. And the good news is, the dodgeball duel isn't that far away. It's on April 28th, Friday, April 28th, from 3 to 5 p.m. And bring $2 for the admission. And also bring some extra money for the concessions that will be there.
So one of the things I really like about teaching math is that there are so many different ways to get to the same answer. So everyone can use their own approach. It's not just one way to get to an answer and like one answer is correct. I like that math lends itself to talking about different perspectives and about getting different feedback from like the collaborative nature of kind of the subject of math.
Ms. Becker because she has a really friendly classroom, so it's like you can ask anybody, and if you have a question, you can always ask her and you don't have to be afraid to.
So the way that I teach is a little bit non-traditional, as many of you are familiar with, but the whole concept around it is when I was in school, I never really got to learn how to learn. I was never really taught exactly what it took to learn something new, whether that might be math or science or social studies or whatever it is. I actually didn't figure out how to study for tests until I was in college. So I felt that, recently in my teaching career, I felt that as teachers, we needed to teach more of how to learn, not just hey, here's some math knowledge as well. So that's kind of where it stemmed from. My ideas from teaching kind of came from that, and it's kind of just evolved into this different process now.
Well, in Mrs. Becker's class, there's 3 islands, and each island has a specific thing to it. And in her class, you get to work with others more often than you do in different classes. You also get to work independently. It's your choice.
One of the biggest things that I like about teaching is the connections that I build with my students. Every single year, one of the best things about teaching is I get a whole new group of students in, and every year there's different personalities, good and bad, but it's just lots of different types of kids and mix of different perspectives, and I learn so much as a person and as a mathematician every single year, because it seems like every year my students offer different perspectives of how to teach. So it's just fun kind of connecting and hearing the stories of my students and where they came from and what they enjoy doing, and kind of those relationships and that community. Okay. You guys ever played those strategy video games where you have to like unlock? It was very exciting. It was definitely a humbling experience for sure. I was a little bit overwhelmed because all these people just showed up in my room and, you know, were taking pictures and everything. But it was very exciting. It was awesome to read some of the letters that I got from students, and definitely cried a little bit. But it was a very cool experience.